Hey guys, so this is day two of me testing my microphone. So I remember the last time I made a video. Let me see, I'm not positioning this thing properly. The last time I made a video, I'm about having breakfast. So the last time I made a video, I was just talking. Then I think I made mention. I talked about how a friend, I just talked about a friend, what the friend did, and So somebody was like, "Hey Tia, we want more series of these." That person sounded like she knew I've had series or episodes with people who call themselves friends. All right, so today I'll be telling you guys about a friend I had. I loved this person so much. In fact, I tell people this person is my sister, despite the fact that we are not even from the same state. We are actually far apart, right? But then again, the people you call your sisters are not always necessarily blood related people. Sometimes there are people that you get close to and you feel there's this bond and you actually call them sister. So there's a level to which I'll get with someone and I'll be like, this person is more or less like a sister to me. Now depends on the closeness again. So this friend of mine, will I say childhood friend, but I think I met this friend towards my teenage age, right? Okay, so I'm going to start with sometimes pay attention to when people tell you some things. Sometimes I know sometimes some people will say, oh, don't be too suspicious or something. I'm not this person who is always suspicious. I have a free mind. And I think people like us who have free minds, we always feel every other person thinks the way we think. But it doesn't work that way. People don't think the way you think. Don't think because, oh, you have a free mind, you have a good heart, you think, oh, because you show love to people, you think that person will show the same love to you or give you the same energy in return. It doesn't work that way. Some people have made up their mind to be bad. Some people have taken wickedness as an obsession. I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, do you know, sometimes I just ask my mom and I ask her, I say, Mommy, why do you think, why is it that people just wake up and decide to hurt another person for no reason? I used to tell my mom, I said, I thank God I don't think ill of anyone. Even if I'm not in talking terms with you, I don't wish evil on you. In fact, if I'm not in talking terms with you, if I get to know that you're having your bad time, like maybe something bad is happening with you, I feel bad for you. I might not be communicating with you, but then again, I will, I feel bad. You understand? I feel bad. I'll be like, no. I drop all grievances, you understand? Whatever it is. And, I put the person in my prayer. If it's something so bad, like really threatening, I see myself doing that. Now, my late father would say, he used to say to Yoruba that like you add up friends, not adding up enemies. My father is always like that because he had a very free mind. He was a good person. And I think somehow I can find his traces in me when it comes to the kind of person you are. But he is way more than me. There are some things that he will tolerate that I wouldn't tolerate. He was so gentle, meek. So, like I said, it's good you pay attention to people sometimes when they make some utterances or they say some things. I'm not really going to start from where some things happen, but I'm going to start from where, this friend of mine, there was a time I was like, because the person she got married to, I introduced her to the person. And to tell you the truth, because I'm very open, to tell you the truth, one of the reasons I introduced her to this person, right from where I knew it was my friend, she has never really dated a reasonable person. Even if she's here today, I'm going to tell her, all the people I knew you with, none has been reasonable. But it's not in my position to tell her who to date and who not to date. And this friend of mine has been someone who's been having, while we were teenagers or so, she has been having a relationship, which her own mom was aware of. They live a free life, they didn't mind, you understand? Not like me, my own house, almost you can't just, my mom, my dad is very calm, but my mom, she's a no nonsense person, and she tries to instill this moral thing in us. Now, this friend of mine, I introduced her to the person she got married to, and one of the reasons, she wouldn't know, but if she happens to watch this video, one of the reasons I introduced her to this person is because I looked at her situation. I looked at her situation. Apart from that, the person who I actually introduced her to was also, on the other hand, telling me, oh, please, he wants to get married. I should introduce him to my friends. And I'm like, see, I'm not that person who likes to introduce my friends to maybe my husband's friend's friend or a guy, because if problem happen, I don't want it coming back to me. You guys should. So you understand. So I don't like that, because I've had an episode with someone and I didn't even like the way the guy treated that friend of mine. In fact, because of that treatment, I stopped talking to that friend, not because she didn't do anything to me, but I felt bad. So I just felt, let me keep off. For that reason, I kept off, because I wasn't feeling good about it. Now, this friend of mine, I introduced her to this person. In fact, she was like, the guy was like, oh, the distance is too much. He doesn't think he will be able to handle this relationship. Oh, the girl is fine, because this my friend is fine. I won't lie. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So this friend of mine, I'm going to start with where one day I said, okay, she studied a science course that had to do with, I think anatomy or something. So I was like, and some other things. So I was like, okay, why not talk to your husband? The company that your husband works with actually makes use of this hospital. This hospital is hiring, and I think you fit into this position. So because the company where your husband works, they have something to do with this hospital. Maybe there's a way he can. She was like, no, I don't want to work. I was like, you don't want to work? She was like, yes, I don't want to work. So I was like, okay, so what do you want to do now? Because at the time she's new. She was new, you understand? She moved to Lagos. She was new. Now I was the one who made her come to Lagos for the first time. She has never been to Lagos. And it was because of this relationship. Because when she started with this guy, I told the guy, buy her flight ticket, let her come. Because at the time, my husband threw me a birthday party, and I was like, okay, why not come? Because I've been convincing this friend, like, you're just so used to this, your environment. Why not change everyone? Come to Lagos, come over to Lagos, come spend time with me, you understand? Like, come. And she was always like, procrastinating, or she was not really serious about it. So eventually, when this thing happened between she and this guy, the guy bought her ticket, she came, you understand? She came this same, in fact, today makes it exactly a day like this, 30th of March. She came to Lagos. See how things, it was actually 30th of March. When it comes to dates, I'm very good in keeping dates. But okay, that time when I told her, I said, okay, why not talk to your husband? They can, that type of thing, like, it can also be a push, like an plus for you getting the job. She was like, no, I don't want. So I said, okay, what do you want to do now? She said, I want to be traveling like you. I want to be selling clothes like you. I was like, okay, then no problem. You know what? Get a passport. If I want to go on my next trip, I said, okay, my next trip, I want to go to Turkey. If I want to go on my next trip, I'll let you know. But first, do your passport. I said the other day, you followed me to passport office when I went to renew my passport. You did not do passport. You should have done passport. I said, just have passport. And I told her, I said, you see this thing, having a passport is very necessary. You say, I said, when I started traveling just 2 months after after I applied for my passport. I said, I didn't even have the plan or the means to even try. I was not even prepared. I didn't have not like I didn't have the means, but if you want to travel, you plan, you have to arrange money and all that. I didn't have the money I had is not for traveling, it's for business. So I said, so it's good you have this thing, because what if opportunity comes? At least that passport is in your hands. So she was like, okay, she'll get a passport. So I was like, okay, get a passport. When I'm applying, for my visa, I would, get your details and apply for the visa. You understand? And she was like, yeah, that's good. That's what she wants to do. I said, okay, no problem. If you say that's what you want to do. I didn't have a problem with her trying to do or trying to dive into what I am doing, because one thing with me, the way I live my life, I always use this thing, Lagos Island Market as an example. I said, when you go to Lagos Island Market, you can see about 20 people on the same line selling the same thing. You don't see them fighting each other. That shows you that the sky is big enough for everyone to fly without even bumping into each other, right? You go to the market, you have about 100 people selling the same thing. In the market, you say, oh, I want to get fascinators. They'll tell you this is the line where they sell fascinators. That shows you that every other person, everyone on those lines sells the same thing. You don't see them punching themselves because you are selling. Maybe they might have issues, but not for the reason that, oh, you're selling the same thing I'm selling. That's how I live my life. I feel the sky is big enough. Whatever is mine can't come to you. Whatever is yours can't come to me. That's how I live my life. This friend of mine, unknown to me, deep down, she never liked me. This girl never liked me. So something happened. She did something bad, and her plan was to destroy my marriage. But some people don't really know that's why it's good you and your spouse, you love each other. This girl did something terrible, something bad. I know I'm not going to I won't give the full detail, but it's not even what you're thinking, because when I say, oh, a friend, it's just like when somebody say, oh, a friend tried to scatter my marriage, some people will say, oh, maybe the friend tried to date your husband. That's far from what she did. Far from what she did. But this girl did something terrible that her intention was to scatter my marriage. But I thank God for God. I thank God for the type of person I am. And sometimes it's good you're very intelligent and smart. This so-called friend, she did her best. And to the point I had to okay, girl, this is this. I called her, I said, this is this. Can you just tell me? I need a detail about this thing. She said, oh, what are you talking about? Because what happened, what she did, she already told someone, my own blood. And she told my own blood, oh, I don't want, please, I don't want it to be out there. I don't want it to be out there, please. I don't want anything. I don't want my husband to know, oh, I told you this. And she was like, don't tell that my own blood should not tell me or tell my mom about it. So my own blood was like, at the point she was like, this is my sister. This is my sister. So if I'm not saying anything, this is my sister's life. So this so-called friend of mine was very happy about what she did. Very happy, thinking, oh, something bad will come out of it. I didn't get to know. I think I got to know maybe 4 months, 5 months later. But in fact, if there's something, I studied journalism, investigative journalism. And at that time, I knew investigative journalism that I studied was for no waste. I was very smart about what I did. And eventually, that's why I say I'm not going to give out the details. Eventually, it boiled down to the fact that she cooked up that lie. Because now, you see, sometimes we need to work on ourselves. This person knows I'm someone that can get angry and feel. And when I'm angry, it's on the max. So she already understood my kind of person. And she knew that if this got to me, my anger, she knew what I was, but unknowing to her, she didn't know what I was not capable of doing. So whatever she planned eventually did not work. I now had to call her. I called her, I said, see, I want to know from you. I want to hear. She was like, if it's some friend, you should be like, what is really happening? Oh, this is it. I'm so sorry. This one, she was like, she was nonchalant, like, unknowing. At that time, she was was calling her. There was someone in her house, because at that time, she was at her mom's place. I think she traveled to see her mom. And there was someone close to me who was in her house. The day I called her, they said after I dropped the call, She was laughing with her entire family, saying, "Oh, look at her. She's running helter-skelter. Oh, she's calling me, asking me, is this what it is? Is this true? Is this a lie or something? Look at her." These were her statements. "Look at her. She's always wasting her husband's money. Look at her. She always feels she's special. Look at her. The only thing she knows how to do is to travel, is to do this, wasting money. Look at her. Her husband cooks for her. She doesn't cook in the house. She doesn't do this." She even mentioned the special dish my husband likes to cook, which the person who was there at the time she was making the statement doesn't know anything in my house. She is the only friend who has come to my house that my husband prepared this special dish for, and she was a partaker of this special dish. So how did this other person get to know? So when this other person told me, I knew, yes, this is not a lie. She has had a taste of my husband's special dish, because she and her husband were our guests that day. So this is not a lie. In fact, she made some statements, and those things were true. When I was pregnant with my second son, I'm this person, when I'm pregnant, you hardly see me upload pictures. Instead, I would start uploading old pictures. So at this time, I wasn't uploading pictures because I like to take pictures. I like to be, people know. And I wasn't uploading any picture at the time. But there was a day, there was this picture, I tied purple hair tie. The Ankara I was wearing had purple, like the major color on the Ankara was purple. I used purple lipstick, right? And that day I felt like uploading picture, because that outfit, I liked it. I wore it to a friend's engagement party. And that was the Asoebi. And I uploaded this picture. Then I was pregnant after a long time. Do you know? When I uploaded the picture, she was on Facebook. She saw the picture. This person who told me that you uploaded one picture, you wore purple, and I was not surprised. I said, yes, I did. And she said, that day you uploaded that picture, she was like, hey, where has this one been? Hey, we even thought she was even dead safe. Look at her, this one, saying all manner of things. That was somebody I called a friend. Now, this particular friend, the reason I introduced her to the person she got married to was because I looked at her situation. Aside the fact of, oh, she's ripe for marriage, right? I introduced her to this person. And to tell you the truth, I even told the person, I said, see, this is my friend, please, you need to assist her. See, things went bad for her, went bad for her family. I explained everything about her. I said, please, this is my friend, you need to support her. You need to do this, which she wouldn't do for me if I were to be in her shoes. And the guy was like, I was just giving the guy history so that he knows how to take care of my friend and all that, because I was very close to this person. This person is like, he comes to our house, like we buy cars from him. You understand? So, and I told him, I said, see, this friend of mine, please, you really assist her, because he said he wanted to marry her. And now, to tell you the truth, when this girl came for my birthday on the 30th, because my birthday is 28th of March, so that party was 31st of March. She came on the 30th. You understand? That was her first time coming to Lagos. They met on that same 30th or so, because I went to church. I think my husband went to pick her up from the airport, or he went to pick her up from the airport. But on the 31st of my birthday, before you know it, we're so close. The next night I saw them hugging. You think they've been dating for long, like you think they've known for years. The chemistry was so, like, they connected quickly. In fact, I was like, where I was trying to attend to my guests, you understand, I was like, oh, so I was just looking. And do you know the next thing? By May, they had their introduction. In fact, when she came, I even said, you know what? You came to Lagos. I said, you know what? I'm taking you to you go for spa. I took her for spa. In fact, this what's her name again? Lico Rose. You know, Lico Rose was someone who did my makeup. Lico Rose had a salon. You understand? She had a salon. I do go make my hair. Her sister, you know, does my pedicure. So I said, okay, you know what? I'll take you to this Lico Rose's studio so that they can do your pedicure there. Then you're going to, I think she made her hair. Then that my friend, I was like, no, you start using human hair. You're not going back. I said, you start using human hair. You need to start looking good. Like, you need to start looking good, that you stepped up. That was what this is me. This is how I look out for my friends. I want my friends to look good. I want my friends to do well. You understand? And I told the guy, I told him, I said, see, we want to buy human hair. He said, how much? And I told him. He gave the money. I said, we'll go to the spa. We want to do I took her for facials because actually even, I think she was reacting to something. We went for facials. They gave her Mama Tega in Yaba. They gave her some things to use to clear out whatever thing she was reacting to. I think because of change of water, I don't know. So, as in, I was like, see, I told the guy, I said, take her to this Chinese restaurant like that. I told her, I said, please, this is her first time coming to Lagos. I want her to really enjoy Lagos because this one, she always liked her humble abode. But unknowing to me, this friend of mine never liked me a bit. In fact, she hates me till date. She hates me. And eventually there was something I really wanted to do. And I planned it with my husband. It's a business. So I told her, I said, see, this is something I want to do. Because my husband and I noticed, okay, this is how expensive these things are in Nigeria. What if we dive into it? And I told her this is what I wanted to do. I said, so I think at that time I wanted to go to Spain. I think they said, somebody told me, I approached someone and the person said it's in Spain. I will be able to get some things. Then I think China and all that. So this same idea, I told my friend that this is something I want to do. Me and my husband were saying, because I want to try to look at things that are really lacking in the country. I'm like, okay, why not? Let's do this. And this, my friend, I told her, I said, I want to do this thing. Eventually, aside her telling me she wants to be traveling like me, I want to be doing business like you. Those were her exact words. She was like, okay, before you knew it, she too said, oh, she wants to be doing that same thing. But I never felt bad about it. In fact, I gave her a contact in Nigeria, someone that can be supplying her with the products she'll be using for this thing. I called the guy, said, my sister, they come buy something, may you do her well, you understand? I don't have a problem. I never had a problem with her doing. In fact, when she was getting married, I was to travel on vacation and business trip that year. She came to Lagos, she came to do something, in preparation of her wedding. And I told the guy she was getting married, I say, buy ticket for this girl, let me do her visa, make she follow me travel, let her go and shop for wedding things. I did not travel out to shop for my wedding things, but I wanted my friend to have the best wedding. And it was like, the guy he thought maybe I was joking. I said, I'm traveling with my sister. So eventually, 2 days when I was traveling, was like, you are really? I said, yes, I'm serious. I said, I would have done her visa and she'll be going with us. Then she can use the opportunity to buy the things she'll use for her wedding. And he was like, oh, I said, look at you. Every time, everything is joke to you. So I told her, I said, don't leave Lagos yet. I'll shop for you so that when I can give you the things I shop for you. So she was like, okay, she's still around, you understand? And I traveled. To tell you the truth, when I left the hotel, because one thing when I travel, it was even before that when I travel, I book that day I'll be looking for hotel. But that time my sister already booked our hotel. So when immediately we got to our hotel that day, we were so tired, really tired, and we slept. Then we woke up by 5. We had our bath and we said, okay, because my sister did not come for business. I came for business. So I'm like, let me spring into action. Oh yeah, let me hit. Let me go and talk to my vendors because I already had vendors. But the first thing I did, I went to where they sell all these reception dresses people wear for reception, all these Arabians wear for reception. You understand? That was the first store I stepped into. I started snapping, started sending her messages. Look at this clothes. It will be nice for your wedding. This will be good for your after your, the wedding, reception dress. This will be good for your reception dress. This one, that one. She was like, fine. I know this friend of mine, so-called friend of mine, is not someone she's not fashionable, not flashy. I'm not trying to spoil her, but she's just simple, very simple, you understand? And way too simple. So I'm like, this will be very good. This is your wedding. She was like, I now went to another store, some nice ladies' shoe. I said, this would be good for your mom. This is a stone-crusted shoe. This is flat because her mom, she cannot wear heel. So I was like, this is very good. This is lovely. By the time your mom ties her George, the shoe will be showing like at the tip. You understand? Very nice shoe. I wish I even still had the pictures. You understand? I was looking out for that. The first thing I did, I didn't even talk about my business. So it's just, oh, my friend is getting married. She needs to look good. And I was going to say, those your father's people, when they see you, they know that, yes, you understand? So I was just looking out for this person, but this person never liked me a bit. I got to know, she said, she even told a friend, she said, I don't want Miche to be a part of my wedding plan, because the husband was asking me that, please, how much do you think we should budget for this wedding and all that? And at the time, my own father was very sick. And that was my major concern. In fact, when I came back from that trip, immediately I landed in Nigeria, my mom called me and said my dad was vomiting blood that day. I was so scared because I knew he was sick. So my dad was my major concern. Honestly, my dad was my major concern. Even that time, I had customers already with their money to pay me for the things I shop for them. At that time, I wasn't concerned about money. My dad's health, because I loved my dad like mad. Till date, my mom knows that when my mom calls me, the first person, I don't even say, mommy, how are you? The next person, I say, how is daddy? Give him food. And then my mom will say, you not even talk to me. You understand? So my dad's health was the major thing on my mind. You understand? So at the time, her own husband was contacting me, so I had to travel because already my son was with my parents. So when I got back, I had to travel. I spent 3 days in Lagos before I traveled to go pick my son from my mom's place. And when I got to my mom's place, the guy was sending messages. Oh, Tumiche, how much do you think we should budget for this wedding? I was just like, okay, I'll get back to you. And he was asking me, okay, our outfit, the shopping and all that. I was battling with a lot. So I was like, okay, I was just responding. So I now sent him a message. I say, he's asking me what the budget for the wedding, what would the budget be? Because everything he tells me, I communicate with her, you understand? So guy was like, I want you to help me plan this wedding and all that. So eventually she now sent me a message 2 days later. She said, hey, I would like one of my friends to join me. I said, no problem, let the friend join me. I said, it's even good. That friend of yours, since the wedding will be happening at your place, that friend of yours can handle anything like her, because she knows everything about that place. I said, I don't have a problem with that. But unknowing to me, she already told the friend that I don't want Tumiche's hands to be on any of my plan. Hello, I have bigger problems to deal with. Whatever I'm doing for you, for the sake of the fact that I call you a sister, not a friend. We are not related, but I call you a sister. And the truth is, her wedding, if my late father was alive at the time she got married, he will be gracing that occasion because he took her like a daughter too. Now, this friend never loved me. She never liked me. To the point she said she was to get married before me. You know, I don't understand why people have issues with, oh, why did this person buy a car before me? Why did this person buy a house before me? Why did this person graduate before me? Nobody talks about the fact that, why did this person die before me? I don't understand. I don't understand. I do tell people, I say, you see, everybody has their own journey in life. God has planned everyone's journey in life. But you know the thing, everybody is just like, when did this person come to this country? When did he start even making money? He has already bought a house. Don't live your life like that. That thing is called witchcraft or wizardry. Nobody talks about the fact that, why did that person die before me? You see life? You know, this friend is someone that at a point I was like, if this girl had the opportunity to poison me, she will, no doubt. Maybe she has tried it, but it didn't work, because God is on my side, because the hate was way too much. It's still way too much. I know if anybody should mention my name wherever she is, she'll be like, I want to puke. I'm going to puke. You understand? Now, she, you know, I didn't have a problem with her doing the business I want to do. I didn't have a problem. In fact, I wanted her to have the best wedding. I was looking out for her. You understand? Even to the point I would tell the guy, you must do this one. If the guy will say to me, you are too expensive, you like to spend money. I'm just trying to make my friend enjoy some things. But you see this God. You see some people, you don't offend them, or their head is very strong. Karma is They say Karma is a bitch. This friend said, oh, that I hate her so much. You know, she was saying, telling someone that she hates me so much. Even her so-called mom hates me so much. You understand? This was somebody that when I got married, the money they sprayed me, even before my sister handed the money over to me, my sister gave her out of my money. And I never had a problem with it. To God who made me. Because I see this person as my own sister. You understand? This person was once in my house when I was in school. I went to resume school for the semester. She was like family. You understand? Oh God. This person is someone that we put in our prayer point. You understand? So that's how bad friends can be. You know, when she was getting married, and when I came back from that trip, I was like, hey, your pre-wedding photo shoot. Oh yeah, what's the plan? She was like, she looked at the guy. The guy was like, no, I don't want to do pre-wedding. So why wouldn't you do pre-wedding photo shoot? The guy, my sister was like, are you for real? Oh, don't let this guy go. You must do pre-wedding photo shoots. Eventually, the guy was like, no. So that day they went back to his place. So the next day she said, the guy said they should do the pre-wedding photo. I said, you don't know that it's pre-wedding photo shoot you used to announce your wedding. So she announced it, okay, so what's the plan? The outfit, you have to get the outfit before you go back. Because she was Lagos. I said, before you go back, you have to do the pre-wedding. She now said, okay, she needs photographer. So I said, okay, it's one photographer that one studio I always use. I said, okay, I'm going to give you the address. It's not even far from you guys' place. Then I was like, okay, your outfit. So at the time, my dad already passed. No. Yeah, my dad already passed. My dad passed. And I wanted to go get my mom a dress for the burial, a black dress. I already had a black dress. My sister had a black dress. So my mom wanted to get her a black dress. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to Lagos Island. I'm going to all these Turkey stores. Let me get my mom a black dress. Let's go. Let's see what we can get for you for your pre-wedding photo shoot. So we went. I took her to good stores. Even the store where I got my mom's outfit but she chose to buy wherever she decided to buy from. When she bought, I was like, are you okay with what you bought? She bought about 2 outfits or 3 hours. Okay, that's good. And deep down within me, I didn't like what she bought because I'm like, see, classy something. But, you know, it's her choice. I can't force her. And I already know she's a simple person. So we went back. We used Uber. So the Uber dropped her at her house and I go home. So then, my business, I was doing it from the house. Like once I travel, I already have sometimes I'm almost sold out. People have bought. My sister too, her colleagues would have bought, the drivers, my sister's drivers would have shopped. So most times it's just me just thinking of when to travel again. And so that day, I dropped my son because I just had a child. So I dropped my son at the crèche. And when I come back, I always fire this very heavy sleep. So when I was sleeping, then I just picked my phone, pressing my phone, and I woke up. I started pressing my phone. Then I said, let me check out. I said, how far? The photo shoot, when are you guys doing? I said, your makeup. She said her sister-in-law to be was getting the makeup artist. So I was like, so I won't lie. I'm not trying to shame her. The wig she was wearing is one very synthetic wig. You know the synthetic wig that when you rub hair oil on it to be shining there, but it to be cloaked together, like it to be so a part of it just join together. So I was not asking, I said, what hair do you want to use for your photo shoot? Is it the wig on your head? Because she fixed it, it's not wig. She said, yes. I said, no. I said, do you mind me borrowing you one of my hairs to do the photo shoot? And you can travel back with the hair. When I come for your wedding, I'll get the hair back from you. At least go travel back, you look fine. I said, a bride to be, somebody wants to get married, she needs to be, if people will start knowing that, oh, this person's about to get married, you should be getting finer, as in you need to be, topping up your, game. You need to be stepping up your game when it comes to dressing, looking good, because they know that this one is about to be like a wife to be, about to become a wife. So she was like, hey, like in the chat, she was like, hey, thank you so much. So I said, okay, no problem. You know what? To take you back to my place, I'll bring out the hair and we'll go to my friend's estate. We'll go make the hair there. My friend has somebody she introduced me to who knows how to fix closure very well. The hair I actually gave her was a new hair. And the hair came with a frontal, but I decided to give her a closure for it because I don't know if she'll know how to maintain it further. Because I myself don't know how to maintain frontals. So I gave her a closure this hair at that year. That hair was about is it 120? Then that year, very nice hair, and I gave her. So she came and went to make the hair. Her face changed. She's actually a pretty person. Her face changed because I've never seen her with human hair. You understand? Her face changed, and I was like, this is it, girl. So she went back, you know, the woman did the hair very well. She went back, she did that photo shoot. She sent me the pictures. I was like, this is it. So she uploaded the pictures to announce her wedding. So I was like, hey, you know, my friend is getting, in fact, I was hyping it. In fact, people knew I was hyping the wedding. And I was like, yes, I'm the baddest matchmaker. You know, she didn't want people to know that I'm the one who that I introduced her to the guy. She didn't like that fact. Now, do you know one thing again I would like you people to know? There are some people you do things for. They want that thing, but they don't like the fact that that thing is coming from you. I've helped somebody before with money. The person needed the money to travel to Japan, needed the money to apply for visa for the family, needed the money to do this thing. But the person did not like the fact that the help was coming from me. So some people you'll be offering help, but they don't like they need that help, but they don't like the fact that the help is coming from you. That's something I want you guys to know today. So it's not everybody who deserves the help. They might need it, but they don't deserve it. So back to what I was saying. So I was like, yay, baddest matchmaker. See, you understand? Because her husband likes me a lot. In fact, I mean, like, we are paddies, you understand? So she didn't like it. Even, do you know, when I went for her wedding, when the pastor was preaching, the pastor, do you know, to the point she was telling people she met the guy in service here, NYSC. You and this guy are not age mates. She got married the year she finished NYSC. That same year she finished NYSC, she said she met the guy in NYSC. I was shocked when I heard the pastor say, oh, our sister, when they met our brother in NYSC. I was sitting there because I came late. And I was like, my sister just tapped there like, NYSC? Do you know, she didn't want people to know. She didn't want people to know, oh, she got to know. Fine, you understand? Like, she didn't want people to know, oh, she got to know the guy through me. Now, let me tell you something. God, oh my goodness. I remember when I went for the wedding. So they killed the cow. The person who killed them to monitor the cow killing is someone like I look up to, like a big uncle. So the person was like, so the person were just me and the person were trying to catch up. The person was asking, saying, because he used to call my dad his uncle. He say, uncle's death really pained me. Uncle doesn't have problem. He doesn't have wahala and all that. We're just talking. We're just chatting, trying to catch up. I was just laughing, reminding him of some things he used to do. He used to talk to us about, like, and so when I was just telling this person that, even when this is, so the person was like, you know the husband? I said, yes, I know the husband is my husband's friend, colleague, you understand? So I said, of course, I said, I know the husband now. Oh, I was like, my husband is meant to come for this wedding, but work. I said, because he took excuse to come stay with my kids when my dad, I was about going to bury my dad, so he couldn't take the excuse again to attend the wedding. I said, my husband was supposed to come. He was to book his flight and come, but I'm the only one here. You understand? In fact, I attended the wedding 3 days to when the wedding, or 3 days to the wedding, just to be able to assist my friend. In fact, the reason, you know, my sister was telling me, said, you need wristwatch. You don't do this, girl. You big girl, like you fine girl, like you know, get wristwatch. The truth is, the reason I don't do wristwatch anymore is because my gold wristwatch was stolen at that wedding. So because of that, the thing just discouraged me. You understand? So that's it. But that's by the way. So that's it. This friend never liked me. So when she did all these things, she did a lot of things. She told so many lies. To the point, you know, she told a lot of lies. My mom, she would go and meet my mom. And on the other hand, she was having issues. My mom was the person petting her. She drives because she already moved to Lagos. She goes to my mom, you know, she's in a bad state. My mom was the one, but you are destroying the same woman who you run to for comfort. You are trying to destroy her own daughter. To the point, you see how God reveals? She was in a car with my mom and she said, people think Tunisia and I are friends, but they don't know we are not friends. My mom was shocked. She looked at her, but my mom did not question. No, that was God working. Sometimes people say things that they're not meant to say, but they just say it to reveal who they are. So when I had my son and my mom came, my mom was like, this girl made this. Are you and this girl having issues? She made a statement one day in the car because my mom invited her to church for church program in Redeem. Like, come to program, come, pray so that this problem, God, you can look unto God for mercy. And it was after that program she made that statement. So she wanted to go drop my mom at my mom's house. Then sometimes she likes to say she likes to go to my mom's place. And sometimes she'll stay in my mom's place from morning till night. So this girl made the statement. My mom and one other woman that stays on the way, like when my mom is going home, her house is on the way to my mom's place. So she dropped my mom at home, she dropped that woman. But when they were in the car, she said, people think to me she and I are friends. Do you know we are not friends? Out of the blues. That is God working, trying to expose people. You understand? The thing is, the way I felt about her, she never felt the same way for me. Now, it's not necessarily she feels the same way for me, but at least don't hate me to the point that you wish evil on me. This person hates me to the point that she doesn't mind seeing my enemy dead. That was the person I was calling sister. I was looking out for. In fact, I can proudly say that was somebody that by my action and by God, but I changed, you. But people don't think because you're nice to people, you think they like you. I wasn't doing it so that she can like me. I was just doing it out of humanity sake because that is me. And after her episode, I've not stopped still being kind to people, even when I'm not meant to. That's one episode with me and one so-called friend of mine. So one day, I decided. In fact, I even told her, I introduced her to my hair vendor. I said, that's where you should be getting hair. One of my friends sells good hair. I just want her to just have what I have. Just enjoy. You understand? So this friend, you see, you just have to be careful. Let God just give you. You see, one thing we need in this life, good people. Good people. And then again, we have to be very watchful also. Don't think everybody likes you. One day I had someone, there was something she did. So do you know that year 2019, I wasn't saying anything to her. I didn't see anything. But anytime my mom calls me, I always ask after her. I say, how is she? Is she pregnant yet? Like, my mom tell me, this is what she explained. She's having issues with this person. I said, don't worry. God, you understand. But I know that she wasn't really talking. Though she's this person who doesn't chat. So I wasn't counting it that, maybe she wasn't talking to me. Despite the lies she told that year, I just ignored, you understand. So there was something she now did. She told my mom got some things, and she told my mom she was bringing the things to me. She didn't bring the things to me. She took those things and asked her younger brother to call me and ask me how I want to get those things. I was shocked. My mom too was shocked but you told me that you would take it to my daughter. She didn't communicate with me. So when eventually she said, she called my mom that I'm even bringing those things back to you. Your daughter said, why would I? She told my mom that I said, why would my mom give her my things to bring to me? Why would my mom allow her touch the things that belongs to my son? Like, why did my mom give her things that belongs to my son that I don't want her hand to touch? I never said anything. And I screenshot the chat I had with the brother that, hey, I thought she was coming now, that, I have to think of how to get these things. Because my own is the stress of picking these things up. You understand? So I kept quiet. So I had to send her a message. I said, if there's something I don't like, is lies. When my mom told me you were bringing something to me, that she bought some things for my son and me, you said, you bring it to me. I was going to say, hey, I was happy. I said, then I didn't hear from you. Then the next thing, I saw your younger brother online. I was like, you, don't talk to me. You've forgotten your big sister, Abby. And he was like, hey, that reminds me. My sister gave me something to give you. And I'm like, okay. I was like, I thought she was the one bringing it. He was like, no, she said I should bring the twins to you. That's my friend. So I said, okay, you know what? Now is not a good time to talk about how I'm going to get those things. You know what? Let me just sit down. I'm just getting to my shop. Let me sit down and relax. Then I'll think of how to get those things. And he was like, okay, when I'm ready. But she, on the other hand, went to tell my mom, oh, me, I said, why would my mom give her my things? She went to that. My mom, things that belongs to my son, I don't want her hand to touch me. Why would I say that? So I had to send her a message. I say, if there's something I don't like in my life, is when someone tells a lie on me, it's like, you've killed me. I said, why did you say that? So I said, please don't do this thing. I never said anything. I said, you can ask your brother. So I just ignored. So I stopped talking to her. I said, so I told her, and I reminded her that, you know, the other time you told one very huge lie. That's, you want to use it to scatter my marriage. I said, I'm still in my husband's house. I said, why are you doing this thing? Have I done anything to you? Have I done anything? So I had to send them and say, have I done anything to you? Why do you hate me so much? Did I do anything to you? I've only looked out for you. I've only looked out for your well-being and for the betterment of your life. I said, you know one thing? Whatever I did for you, if I were to be in that situation you were, and there was an opportunity for my life to be better, would you call me and say, my friend, come chop for where they chop. Come and sit where I'm sitting. Would you do it? You wouldn't do it. I know you. I'm not saying anything, but I know you. I said, why did you do it? She read my messages. She did not respond. Then, 24th of December, I was pursuing my rider. Oh, you've not delivered to customers because the rider I hired, the guy went to go and I gave him people's things. People were traveling for Christmas. In fact, a friend of mine was among those people. They were going to Ondo. I gave him her things. He will say he's on the way. He's on the way. These people are traveling. Actually, my rider went to go and be working for people on movie sets. They were the ones sending him on errand. He's now carrying my goods. He kept it in one corner. I was running around. So I was calling this guy. He was not responding. Send me how I said, but because this guy has delivered for me. In fact, he's bearing my husband's last name. So that was one thing that even made me, I said, this Akwa Ibom guy, you understand, is more. So, and he has been delivering for me. But that December, he decided to just do anyhow to me. So at that time, I couldn't sleep. I didn't even go to my shop. I was just like, where is this guy? I said, see, I will disgrace you on social media if I don't see my things. If you say, man, we deliver. I said, people are traveling. So I was just having this back-to-back talk with this rider. Then I saw a message popped up. This so-called friend sent me a message. I'm sorry for everything I did to you. She sent. Then it struck me. I was like, so this girl is aware that she was doing some bad things. She said she was apologizing for all the bad things she did. And I'm like, oh, that means she knew she did something bad. Because then on the other hand, I'm thinking maybe she doesn't know she's doing something bad. I was like, and I sent her a message. I said, no. I said, you don't have to be sorry. You know we are sisters. I said, I forgive you. Think I'm angry with you. And that is me. I let it go. But then again, she fired on. She fired. You know when somebody keeps stabbing you. See, I've had different episodes with friends. I wish maybe friends that would come to my face and tell me, hey, Tia, you're stupid, you're mad. I don't mind. I will still talk to you. But you see the one that smiles with me, but wants my downfall, or hates me, or hates the fact, maybe sees me do something good and is not comfortable with it. I don't think I can ride with such people. We can't sit on the same seat. We can't sit on the same table. These days, I pick my friends. I think the friends I had growing up from primary school, elementary, high school, university, service year, are amazing people. But the people I met after I graduated, finished service, and I started, doing things for myself, they are the worst set of people ever. Though this friend of mine is back in the days while I was growing up, teenager and all that. She's the only person in the record that stands as the bad person. Every other person I met in high school, elementary school, are still my very good friends today. They are amazing people. Till my service year. In fact, my service year, my friends in service year, mwah, they are my G's. Till today. And I love the fact that, they clap when you win. I clap when they win. In fact, one of them told me, oh, she got 2 jobs. I was so happy. I couldn't respond to her because I was at work. But I was happy. I had to call her the next day, like, girl, this is it. Because, do you know, I told her, sometimes I just sit and I worry for you. Like, I know you'll be like you're abroad. Other people are making money, but you've not started working because, you know, you have other things to take care of. Because she had growing up kids. She had a baby. So, you know, she might be feeling left out. Sometimes I told her, I said, sometimes I just worry for you. But you know one thing, when it's time, it's time. When it's time, it's time. And we're so happy. We are so happy about that. Every day I ask her, how are you preparing for your new job? How are you preparing for your new job? That is me. I love my friends. I love my friends' progress. But I don't like it when people I call friends are not comfortable with my own progress. So that's it. So this is it. I'm going to tell you more episodes of different people I've encountered who call themselves so-called friends. You have to be careful. You have to pay attention to when people say things. What I can just say about this particular situation is that this friend never liked me. She wants what I have. She wished she was in my position. Yeah. You know, somebody who says she should have gotten married before me. So you can imagine the type of things in that person's head. So that's it. Guys, you have to be careful. Not everyone you smile with, not everyone you call sister or friend are actually friends or sisters. Despite the fact that I've had an encounter with this person, doesn't mean I don't have amazing people. I have amazing people, and I'm going to give a shout out to my good friends, Vicky, Mama, Sadia, and you know, Joy, Nengi, Peju. I have so many friends, very good friends. I have a lot of people. I may not mention you all, but you guys are amazing. You know, you guys are amazing, amazing people, amazing people. We don't see always, we don't talk always, but you know one thing, the moment we talk, it's energy for energy. Yes, the energy is always good. So guys, that is it. So the next one we'll be talking about, don't worry, when it's time, I'll let you know. So I'm still going to give you more series about the type of people I've met that I call friends.